So I was driving a few hours ago, and I'm currently recording this at 4:30 or 4:31 in the morning, and I'm realizing that driving isn't really that fun. I mean, sure, there are a lot of benefits to driving. You can go wherever you want to go, but that's if your parents aren't constantly bugging you about it. I know they're trying to keep you safe, and over time, man, what's just the point of driving? Like you constantly have to drive everywhere if you're living in a car dependent state or area. It just gets tiring after a while. And me only driving for about a few months since I recently got my driver's license back in June. Yeah, in June. Man, it's just low key. Nah, not really fun for me, to be honest. I'd rather go to the store, either walking or just riding a bicycle and somewhere that is close by, like a local grocery store, instead of having to drive maybe 10, 15 minutes to go to the Walmart. It's kind of sad in a way because, you know, the United States was not like this pre World War II, where I may get this wrong, but when America was fighting Germany, and then half of the town got destroyed from that war, and so you know the government wanted to make something new, and that's where the whole suburbs came into play. Make America great. Was it? I'm trying to remember that motto. I think that's what it is. Make America great. I would just go with that. And over time, it just became a trap, or also known as suburban hell. I've been watching those YouTube videos on the suburbs, and you know, a lot of people who lives in the suburbs kind of feels lonely. I mean, if you think about it, all of the houses look the same, and there's no originality when it comes to those houses at all. And with the laws being illegal to build any different houses is probably the reason why. But it still sucks. And it's a reason that's why I'm going to get this as an example. The McDonald's is so bland just to look at. I mean, it wasn't like this a decade ago where it had thought and design into it, but now it's just boring. Like what happened? Also with the logos too. Like I'm trying to think of Aunt Jemima. You guys remember Aunt Jemima? That logo? Now it's form of Pill Millers, I think. I had to look it up and see. I will show you what it looks like. I don't even know why they got rid of the Aunt Jemima logo, but I may never know. But yeah, man, driving, it can be cool, but it shouldn't be necessary for public transportation or any form of transportation at all. Why can't us as individuals have a choice to whether we drive, walk, take public transit, or ride a bicycle? It shouldn't be this hard. And again, the whole bulldozing for cars played a big influence, but It shouldn't be like that. I mean, other countries don't have to deal with this. I mean, sure, people drive cars, but it's not a necessity to those people. I mean, they live in a mixed use area where it's combined with commercial, residential, industrial, stuff like those. And I want to live in like a misuse area someday because there's like a form of community when it comes to those, and you see people chatting with each other, having conversations, hanging out. It feels a vibe to experience. Kind of like Disneyland and Disney World, that also has that same feeling where people are hanging out, talking to each other, and feeling the experience that, a lot of us don't get to experience in our daily lives because we're constantly in our cars 24/7, which sucks. I mean, it shouldn't be like that, but that's just the way it is. Unless we can find that mixed use area, then all of your troubles are pretty much not an issue. But I do want to find an area where there's form of community, you know, people are not so lonely, and there's like more people outside too. Because well, there are kids who play outside in the neighborhood that I live in, but it's not a constant thing. And I get it, people are busy. I mean, I do see people walking every now and then. So I constantly say hi, and then they say hi back. It's meh, it's not much, but it's a stretch. I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone, try to at least say hey to people, and eye contact as well. That's something that I could work on, but yeah, I just wish that if there was some form of change in the government where, since building residential with commercial areas weren't illegal, or build a school within that neighborhood, then I would be fine with it, and not being so that we had to drive everywhere because, I mean, what are we going to do? Obviously, we can't walk because the roads are way too dangerous, and also the speed limits too. So the roads here, it's the minimum is 55. So obviously, a person that's um in the street, which is dangerous. I mean, there are sidewalks, so yeah, I don't blame it. But yeah, I think the speed limit might be the cause of it, probably. I mean, it really shouldn't be that high, in my opinion. But if I could change the speed limit, it would be 35 minimum, just because, hey, it would prevent speeding and stuff. And most people can be aware of you know, looking out for other people. And there's also one thing that I would like to point out. There's like a lack of pedestrian friendly areas where people are walking into these neighborhoods and you see them chatting with their friends, and there's a lack of third spaces as well, since if you live in a car dependent area, there's a lack of it, especially the malls here in the US. And a lot of those stores in the malls are ran out of business, which kind of feels creepy, like liminal spaces. It's just uncomfortable and unsettling. I just wish that there would be a change so that public transit would be a normal thing instead of being down upon for people who don't have a car, and prioritize third spaces as the most important so people would feel less lonely and have other ways to get around instead of having to drive a car. Yeah, that's all I had to say. Let me know what you think. Um, should there be a change for how to get around for daily life? I would like to hear your opinions. But until then, I will see you in the next video.